Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 60409, Yellow Mobile Construction Crane from the LEGO City theme. This set contains 1,116 pieces, 4 minifigures, and will retail for $109.99 in the US. This set does not officially release until August 1st, 2024 in North America, but it should already be out in most other parts of the world. However, it was sent to me for review by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. So here is the Yellow Mobile Construction Crane, and this set is an absolute beast. It is very, very big, and much bigger than I expected it to be. And I want to start this video out by saying I was never really a construction kid. When I was little, that wasn't like one of my big interests like it was for a lot of other kids. And then as I got older, it never really became one of my interests. So all that is to say, I'm going to do my best to show you guys everything there is to this set, but if you guys happen to notice something that I don't point out, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I get the general vibe of this set, and I can like showcase the play features and stuff, but I'm probably not going to know the names of every single part of this vehicle. So with that said, let's take a look at how all of it works. I'll go through all the play features first, and then we'll take a closer look at the specific details up close of the build. So the biggest feature is of course the crane, and the crane itself can rotate a full 360 degrees around on the actual vehicle. That's something I really appreciate because they very easily could have locked it to just like a 180 or something. But no, you can turn this however you want while it's up here. The actual arm of the crane can be raised and lowered. By default, this is how it would drive around. But when you're ready to actually use it, you can lift it up pretty high, actually. This is as far as it goes up to start. There's these little Tactic pins that are kept in like a little pocket right here, and you can slide those through this section of the build, and that'll actually help to lock it in place. I might have it a little too high for that, hold on. There we go. But yeah, you slide this through to lock it, so now if you push down on it, it doesn't accidentally fall. Because of course, otherwise, that would happen. So I'm going to leave it at medium height for now, and I'll show you the two other points of motion. There's these two wheel pieces on the side of the vehicle, and if you turn them, they each change different things. The one in the back will raise or lower the actual hook by pulling in the string or letting more of it loose. If I turn it forward, you can see the string will go down. And there's a ton of string here, you can really lower that as much as you want. And then the second wheel extends or contracts the arm, because you can see there's more of the actual arm that's hidden away inside, so you could get this thing to go up really, really high. Let me extend it to the maximum amount. There it is, extended all the way. You can see like how ridiculous that really is. There's so much you could do with this, it's actually quite impressive. Of course, it's not going to fall back down because I did lock it down there. But if you want to get even more ridiculous, here's a look at the crane fully extended, pointing as straight up as you possibly can. So obviously, as you can see, there's a lot there in terms of how much you can actually transform this. And then as you saw earlier, you could lower the hook down or raise it back up. I'm not going to do all that right now because there's a ton of string. But basically, as far as you want to lower that down, you pretty much can. I don't think it would ever run out of string. I've got everything condensed back down now, so let's take a look at some of the other points of motion on the build. First, there's a section of the back that can be removed, and this actually has the counterweights on it. There's little stickers that say 10 tons. And this feels like it's somewhat imaginary, but also serves a purpose. Because I don't think the weight of these is actually in scale, obviously it's just regular Lego bricks. But they do actually function as a counterweight, like when you have that as high as I had that up. In my experience, that will tip over if you don't have this section connected to the build. So I think that's really creative. They made them look like actual counterweights, while making them literal counterweights for the play feature of this set. That's a really cool detail. There's also these 4 little builds you could take out right here, and they connect to another point of motion. There's support legs that you could fold out from the main build. Obviously 2 on each side. And those pieces I just removed are meant to be the feet of the support legs, so you just slide them onto the little ball joints. And you can do the same thing on the other side. There's how it looks to have all 4 legs out, and it definitely helps with stability when you're raising the arm. And finally, what I believe is the last point of motion, the operator's cab right here can actually hinge out of the way. I believe that's to make room for the counterweights, because this is where it'd be by default, but then you have to move it over here to fit the counterweights. And that's a cool transformation, it gives you more options. And I think that's all the points of motion here, so now let's take an up-close look at the more intricate details. Starting at the front, there's these printed tiles with like red and white striping on it. Those are used in quite a few places in the set, and I really appreciate that they're printed. There's a little step for minifigures to get up and into the vehicle, which is a nice touch. However, unfortunately, there's no physical doors here. If you want to actually put minifigures inside, you have to pop off the 2 roof pieces. With those removed, there's a look at the 2 seats. Nothing too crazy going on. The driver's seat has a little console next to it, as well as a classic Lego steering wheel, and then the passenger seat is just completely empty. And here's how it looks with minifigures actually inside. There's of course lots of wheels used in this build, but my favorite detail is actually this gray trim that goes around everything. I especially love how they managed to angle it down here. It's a very subtle thing, but I feel like it gives a lot of dimension to the set, and just really helps with the overall look. The set also uses this new piece that was introduced this wave, I believe. It might be from an earlier Speed Champion set, but yeah, that's actually a flat tile. Very interesting. And then on top, of course, this is where the arm sits. Without the arm, it's a little bit ugly, but you can see this red section in the center is the perfect size to fit part of the arm inside. That way it stays in place when you're driving around without actually connecting the arm to anything. Here's the middle section with the legs open and the arms out of the way. Obviously very simple looking, but it looks quite a bit better with the legs folded back in. And yeah, you can see of course there's still room to fit the arm. The legs, by the way, do use more of those printed pieces, and again, I really like the shaping here. The operator's cab looks really nice. I like the windshield piece that they used. And to get inside, you hinge the roof up and the windshield comes with it. And that of course gives you room to fit a minifigure inside and close it back up around them. Small detail, but I like that they left room at the back to actually fit the minifigures with a hairpiece, because of course this character comes in the set who has the ponytail, and a character like this probably could have fit if that was covered up, but this one definitely couldn't, so I'm glad they took that care. At the back here we have the back support legs, which are very similar to the ones at the front. And then we come into the actual arm mechanism. Here's the two wheels you spin, here are the rods that you insert to lock it in place. And then the actual arm uses a lot of large molded pieces. There's a sticker in this one that says 65 OT8, not sure if that's a specific reference, I certainly don't recognize it. As well as some stickered striping on the front. I didn't point out this little elephant logo down here before, but I actually really like that, and that's on both sides of the build. And the actual hook at the front uses that same stripe design, though this is quite a bit bigger being a 2x2. But this is still once again printed, and again I really like that. And then finally one last thing with this build is the counterweights. I kind of showed you them a little bit earlier, but there's a bit more to it. There's some studs right here where you could stand minifigures if you really wanted to. And here's where you store the feet. They don't actually connect to anything. They just slot in here for safekeeping. And there they are, fully loaded back up. And then here's the side build in the set. It's this little Port-a-Potty. I like that they use like the Mario base piece on the bottom. That works surprisingly well. But the rest of it's very simple looking. It's got a little toilet sticker on the front and you can open the door up. Inside they use a candlestick piece as a roll of toilet paper and there's a little hole. Does not seem very comfortable, but that's about what you'd expect. And there's a Technic-hole in the top so it could be grabbed by the hook. And I don't think it'd be fair to review this set without showing you that in action. So let's go through everything one last time. I gotta open up each of the legs for support. And then remove the feet and attach those. I'm going to extend the string a little bit to actually grab the Port-a-Potty. There we go. It's got a bit of give, so I'm going to grab onto it with a hook like this. Then lift the arm up as high as I want. Use one of these Technic pieces to lock it in place. Extend the arm even higher. And finally retract the string to move the Port-a-Potty up a little bit more. And there we go, that's all the function of the build, and probably all I have to say for the build of this set. It is very fun, but I'll give you my overall thoughts on that more at the end of this video. For now, let's take a look at the minifigures that come in this set. Here are the first two minifigures in this set. We have two construction workers, and you can see they both have the same exact torso print, and weirdly, one just doesn't have any leg print at all. These torso prints, I believe, are all new for this set. They might have been in the January sets earlier this year, but I unfortunately did not get many of those, so personally, this is my first time seeing them. And they use the new reddish-orange color that was introduced earlier this year, so it's really cool to get minifigure parts of that color. And I like that. I think it's a fresh take on the LEGO construction outfit, and they look simple but good. I do like the leg printing on this figure, not sure why they don't both have it. And then face prints are generic LEGO City face prints, but I think they're fairly alright. The male face is a smile and like little scuff mark on one side of his cheek, and no alternate face on him. But the female minifigure has glasses and like little scowl, and her alternate face is just a wide, happy smile. The male worker does come with an alternate construction hat piece in addition to his hairpiece, and I like that both were included here. Would have been nice to get a hairpiece for this character too, but of course her helmet is already dual molded with the hair at the back, so I don't mind that so much. But yeah, these are good for just generic construction workers. I like how they were done. Then here are the next and final two minifigures in this set. We have another construction worker, and then we have, I guess, the person overseeing the construction site. The last worker has the same leg print as the female worker we just looked at, and his torso design's similar, but he has, like, little overalls on. And that's nice, it's a good way to break things up. His helmet, too, has little headphones over top, and I'm sure that's to protect his hearing around all this machinery. And he has a wrench as an accessory, too, which makes sense. He also has those orange glasses on his face, and no alternate face because it would show out the back. But it's cool to see there's some variety here. And then the overseer also uses, like, one of the dual-molded hat hair pieces. And it's the same as the female construction worker, though her helmet's in white instead of red. It would have been cool if the actual hair was a different color too, it just would have differentiated them more. But of course the rest of the outfit's different, so I don't mind so much. Her torso print, I believe, is actually Nuwa from LEGO Monkey Kid earlier this year. That might have originally been a city part, but I know that was the first time I saw that piece. So it's cool to see that again. And then her face print was introduced in LEGO City last summer, and this is one of my favorite generic LEGO City face prints ever. She's got like a confused or embarrassed face on one side, and then like a nice neutral smile on the other. I think both designs look really good. There's a lot of emotion there for just like a generic character. But then the coolest part about this figure is actually her accessory. You can see its blueprints for the Robot World roller coaster. That's of course another set from the same wave, and I love this. LEGO City sets always reference each other, and this is kind of implying what this machine is building is that amusement park. This is of course a printed piece too, not a sticker. But yeah, that's a very cool reference, and just a really cool part to have. I like that a lot. So yeah, good minifigures all around. For $110, it's not like a lot of minifigures, but considering what this set is, I think that's the right amount. And now, overall, what are my thoughts on this set? Being completely honest with you guys, this is not my type of set. As I said at the beginning, I was never super into the construction stuff, and I can appreciate it, and I can look at this set and say, wow, that's really impressive, that's really cool, while also saying, it's not really for me. I'm very appreciative of LEGO for sending this to me, but in terms of recommending it to you guys, I don't really know what to say. Because personally, no, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's just like too big, in my opinion. The value is there, this does feel like a $110 set. So if you want a giant crane that's as big as a $110 set, I mean, this is absolutely it. You get exactly what you pay for here. And the actual play functionality is good. I like the little things like the counterweights are really cool, and the entire arm mechanism is very impressive. I love how there's all the different points of movement. It just seems like you have so much freedom. So I guess if you have like a big LEGO city and you want a construction area, this would probably be a good thing to add. And if you just like things like this is a very impressive model. But at least personally, there's many other things I'd prefer over this. Of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And let me know in the comments which 2024 LEGO City set do you want to see a review of next. But as for this one, I think that's about all I have to say. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!